Hey there, and what's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Love Naturally experience, and welcome if this is your first time. I am Love Naturally, or the host of Love Naturally. I am Priestess Ishtah, and in today's video, I am going to be giving you some really deep consultation on your energy in regards to the goddesses. All right, so I'm going to be doing a collective reading. This is a timeless reading, although I am recording this on August 22nd of 2022. So I'm recording this right as we're transiting from Leo into Virgo season. However, this is a timeless message, so if you've clicked on this video, this is perfect because the goddesses have communed, they have collected, and they are connecting with me to help me give you guidance on how you should be using the ushering energies, or the energies that are ushering in, how you can be using that to your benefit, and which goddesses in particular are coming through to help us with shadow work and to help us with this transiting energy. So I'm going to be working with the decks that I have over here, and we're going to be looking in particular at which goddesses are coming through, what is their message for us, what shadow work are they asking us to work on, and how are we going to do that shadow work. And let me tell you, at the end of this video, I will be giving you information to access a free shadow work assignment. Yes, these are things that you can pay for in journals and workbooks, but I'm giving it to you for free. So this will be a free shadow work assignment that will be available on my website to supplement the energy that's coming in through here, to help encourage all of you watching, to help to encourage you really tap into this energy. So I feel kind of bound up right now. I feel like a little anxious. It's almost like they really want to get their message out and going. So I'm going to do a quick shuffle, and I will be doing a live pulling of the cards. Let's get that one together there. This way you can see which cards are coming out, and we can do the reading that way, nice and fresh for you. So I do have here an energy deck, two energy decks actually, that I'm going to be working with. All right, without further ado, I want to start with the tarot. So I want to see what type of energy is coming through, and what is our focus during this time with the goddesses. I think I'm going to pull all of the cards first, and then I'll start to read. So if this is a part of the, some people love shuffling and the cards flying out, some people don't like it. So feel free to fast forward to the point in the video where you will not have to view the shuffling and the card pulling. All right, Spirit. So the first thing, Spirit, I want to say thank you for allowing us to receive the messages from the goddesses. We know they are very busy making this universe work so fluidly, and a part of that is by working with us. So we put our angels at their points to connect with us and protect the circle away from any trickster energies or any trickster information. I have been stammering almost this entire reading, so I feel like I need to get these cards pulled. Okay, so starting with our tarot, Spirit, please help us to see what energy is coming through right now. What energy from the goddesses is coming through for us to focus on? All right, what energy is coming through from the goddesses for us to focus on? Oh, wow. See, I told you it's like kind of scattered energy. All right, so I am going to change my mind. I'm going to actually break it down by question, but I will pull some more oracle cards, and we'll start to break down these tarot as well. So the energy, Spirit, around us right now, what energy are the goddesses trying to show us that is around the collective right now? What energy is around the collective that the goddesses want us to see? All right. Okay, I've got a good enough picture going on so far. Okay, so some of you, This is really good, actually. So some of you, two things. Some of you have been doing a lot of reflection. So there's something that you have recently walked away from. There's something that you have recently, maybe not so recent though. You know, it could have been it's a big moment. It's one of those big life occurrences. Something that has happened to you that is causing you to reflect at this point in time now. So this is not really, it could be something that's fresh for some of you, but I'm seeing that this is something that's occurred in the past and it's coming up again for you to look at, because it's calling you to look at this tower moment to see what patterns and what habits you've formulated. It's kind of like the ghost of Christmas past, I'm hearing, that's coming to see, have you learned your lesson in this life? You know, and now my dog is barking. Like, so it's kind of like that, something coming back, like the hound dog coming back to haunt you, something that's coming back to haunt you. And I don't mean to say this to be like scary, like, oh, you should be worried, but this is good because there's a tower moment that you experienced. Here we have the tower. And I'm thinking that this is something between you and another person, right? Because we have two people here. And you have the number 1 and 6 that represents the tower card, but 1 plus 6 is 7. And that's the number of lessons, the number of learning. So there's something that you learned from this tower moment that is causing you to look in your past and to look at again. This could be an ex that's coming back from your past that wants to give things another try. And I only say that because we have the 6 of Cups here. And I feel that this, for some of you, is an ex. As you can see, this person is kind of looking back at their past like, I wonder if I would have done that differently, or I wonder if I would have taken this route, or I wonder if we would have worked out, or I wonder where they are now. It's kind of like a looking back down memory lane. And the goddesses are saying that this reflection or this point of reflection is a good one, but be careful because it can create a lot of chaos energy. Like, you see how you have all of these players here? And the 5 of staff, and how one person's swinging, one person's dipping, one person's grabbing, one person's walking away. It's kind of a little chaotic, but which one of you or which one of these figures are you? Are you the person that's throwing the blow? Are you the person that's dodging it? Are you the person that's walking away from the blow? So you are playing your role that you've played in this tower moment, and I feel that it's a relationship for a lot of you. The role that you've played in that tower moment, it's kind of like Spirit is saying, you can easily become entangled in that shit again. Like, if you're not careful or if you're not mindful, you'll become entangled in the same mess if you don't truly reflect and truly look back and truly remember the reasons that you've walked away. And you've walked away when the tower was on fire. And it's like that number 7 again, 1 plus 6. It's like the lessons that you've learned. You need to remember. Spirit is saying that you need to reflect and remember what brought you to this point. And by this point, this is what I mean. The goddesses are saying, you walked away from this energy. You walked away. You said, no more. I'm done. You know, you got it. You win. You get to lose me. You know, you walked away from this energy. So when you walked away from it, you at the time may not have realized that you were walking towards so many different other possibilities. In the chaos of everything, because with chaos comes change, you were walking into a world of different doors. And these doors are also kind of chaotic. You got one here on the floor. You got one here on the side, one here, one up here, one here, one down there, one up there, sideways. It's like, it's also chaotic energy, but it's you taking that step in the direction of choosing things that make you happy, walking away from those people and those situations that don't make you happy. And it's not about, things that don't serve you. No. It's about happiness. That's the theme. And I think about the song by Beyonce, not her newer album, but her song Happy. And she's a Virgo, and when she first, or in the video, she says, she's like being asked a question as a panelist, what do you want most in life? And she's like, what I want most is to be happy. I forgot, Beauty Hurts. I think that's the name of the song. Beauty Hurts. And it's kind of like you are choosing finally things that are making you happy. And your goddess guides are saying, remember what we walked away from. Remember what we went through. Remember the lessons and remember the hardship. Do you really want to go back to it? Because you have the potential to go back. So if it's like a lover, expect them to pop up like a Pop-Tart. Okay. They're going to pop up right in your life, and they might be very alluring and may seem like they're going to offer you so much, but there's a different path that you're being called to take. And we know that because you have those adjacent possibilities, those other opportunities that are going to come through for you that you need to remember and that you need to consider. Because this journey, this path is all about your door to healing. It's about and I honestly, so funny, I didn't even read happiness here, but this is your commitment to saying, you know what? I'm putting myself first. And it makes sense because as we transition into Virgo's energy, Virgo rules self-care. While we just left Leo energy of self-love, loving on yourself, Virgo is all about getting things in order to start caring on yourself. So how are you going to care about how you feel? And that is by acknowledging the things that didn't work for you. And again, we have 3 and 4, which is the 7 energy. 4 plus 3 is 7. So again, taking what we've learned, carrying it through that doorway, feeling free like a bird. And here's another doorway. But this is the doorway that we choose. This is the doorway that the goddesses are asking you to go towards. It's like, just take 10 more steps. You got number 24 and number 34 here. Take 10 more steps and you'll find this entire garden, which is the garden to your personal healing, the garden to your personal happiness. And that is a commitment that you're being called to make to yourself. Because at the end of this road, what lies for us is abundance. And this is lucrativeness in money, or lucrativeness in relationships. And it could be a business deal or something like that. But this is about you remaining committed to what you've decided that you're no longer going to accept because it does not make you feel good. This is very Abraham Hicks energy. This is very much so focusing on you feeling good and knowing what makes you feel good. Because at the end of that long, arduous road, after we've walked through that door, after we've walked away, because this is us entering the garden gate. We're walking away from the situation, right? And we're entering the garden gate. We're walking away from the situation. And then walking away from the situation, we're tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-ski. And now we're like, ooh, a door to my personal healing and my happiness? Say no more. So now you walk through the door, your personal healing and happiness. You're like, tra la la la. You're like, oh boy, look at all of these riches in my garden. I have a beautiful bird. The same bird that's flying here now is metamorphosized into red, and you are in control of the bird. Notice that the bird is red. Red is the color that represents the ego. And also you have the ego settled below you in the serpent that's down there. So it's a lot of your commitment to overcoming your demons, overcoming the demons that have shown up in your life. And I don't mean actual demons, or for some of you it may be, but I mean those who have put you through hell, those that have put you through this tower moment. You will be tested. Ooh, maybe that'll be our title. You will be tested as these scenarios with these individuals, as they come back up in your life, and you will be tested to see if you're committed to walking that path that's going to lead you to your door of healing and happiness. So that's the energy that I'm seeing that the goddesses want us to kind of focus on. So next I want to pull a few cards to see which goddesses are here, and then we'll get some guidance from some more energy cards to see how we're going to do this. So yeah, let's start and see which goddesses are actually channeling through for us. Okay, so goddesses, please let me know which of you are ready to come through to show us with this energy, to show us how to walk away and how to maneuver through this situation that will reappear in our lives, this tower moment. Which goddesses are here to help us with how are we to move through it? Which goddesses are here to help us? Oh, okay. Okay, and we're going to work with another goddess deck and see which energies are coming through there. Which goddesses are here to help us through this transitional period and this transitional phase? Goddesses, do not be shy, not that you ever are, and speak to us and let us know which of you are coming through for us. Which of you wants to speak? All right. Ashe. All right. So I'll leave those starting down, and I'll start with just channeling the messages that I'm getting from the first three cards that came out here. So we have here the white buffalo calf woman. Lower that for you. We have here Uzume with the Fool card. And then we have here the Earth card with failure. Again, as you can see, we have the number 7 energy. So with these three cards, the goddesses that are coming through again are Uzume or Uzume. I'm not familiar with this goddess. I believe she is a Japanese goddess, and from the looks of it, she may be a Japanese goddess of the harvest or of the hearth, but I would have to do my research on Uzume. I'll put a link for some information on her. However, I can still channel the message for what she's telling us. And her message is about fresh starts and letting our fresh start blossom and bloom. I can see here the harvest and the kind of the fresh grain in her hand. And this tells me that this is us pulling up the roots, or pulling up something from the roots. And she's also dancing. You know, she's got her breasts bare, her feet are out. She's dancing. It looks like she's dancing on a drum. Very liberating energy. And at the bottom, you see here, we have the symbology of 0, which is the Fool card. This is a goddess tarot deck. And this Fool card energy is all about your fresh start. So this goddess wants you to remember why you yucked this thing from the root. And I'll move that up a little bit so you can see why you pulled this out from the root. This person plucked out your life. It could even be a job opportunity, an ex-employer that loves how you did your job and now they want you back. Just whatever it was that really brought you great stress and great heartbreak. You plucked it from your life for a reason, and the freeness that you feel, or if you're not feeling it yet, you will start to feel the freeness from committing to your decision. So Virgo's energy and Uzume's energy here, and I say Virgo, and I don't know why I just said that. It's almost like my subconscious mind wanted me to bring that up. But this transitional energy, especially if you're watching this right now during Virgo season, but it is a timeless message. It's teaching you to stay disciplined to your decision, and disciplined so that way you can gain your fresh start. We do have here the white buffalo calf woman, who always seems to come up in my readings. And it's interesting because she's also here in the form of Mayat. So this is Native Indigenous, one of the North American tribes in indigenous North America, right? For the peoples and tribes from there. And the white buffalo woman, or the white buffalo calf woman, is all about sacred law. And as you can see, Mayat here, who is also the goddess of sacred law, states that the situation will be handled in a fair and just matter. So for some of you with this tower moment, you may be clinging on to it still because you feel that there's unfinished business. You feel that, well, they didn't get their fair due, or you might feel that there's a debt to be paid. Some kind of like, I feel some vindication. So some of you may have a very vindictive feeling towards this situation or towards this person. But the goddesses are working on it. And what better goddesses to have? The goddess Mayat and the goddess, the white buffalo calf woman. Not to encourage the use of marijuana to anyone, but for some of you who do indulge in smoking marijuana, this goddess tends to come up to help us to remember that that herb is a sacred one. So a lot of times you'll get the clarity in your downloads when you are smoking the herb, or an herb of your choice. It doesn't have to be marijuana. It could be a tobacco leaf. It could be mugwort. It can be a natural herbal blend. Again, not promoting the use of smoking, but for those of you that do, that message is coming through, to keep in mind that you will download that message. For the others, the clarity on how the situation will be handled is going to come through, or how the situation is going to be weighed out. For those of you who feel that there's unfinished business, it's going to come through like a messenger. So it'll be something that you hear through a friend. It's going to be something that you get in a text message randomly. And I only say that because this feather that Mayat has on her forehead is really sticking out to me. It's kind of like, and the feather represents Mercurian energy, air and messenger and Hermes. So while Mayat is in the heavens working out the justice, and even if this justice and balance is one that you need to balance in your heart, because again, going back to how this could be related to a romantic relationship, this may be some rebalancing that you need to have happen within your heart to really let the situation go, so that way you can really be the fool, be what Uzume is teaching us, and walk away. Let that uprooting be what you did, uproot it, and walk entirely away from the situation. And you may need to start doing some heart-centered work on the heart chakra, working with singing bowls, listening to the heart chakra frequency. And those of you who are open to meditation, which hopefully everyone at this day and age is open to at least trying it, even if you don't think you're good at it. But even here, you see that she's holding both ends. That's kind of representing balance. And the buffalo is all about being strong, not just strength, but persistence and steadfast and steady, progressive movement, and not fast movement, but powerful, steady movement. The bison is a very powerful powerful, steady, and strong animal. So that's the amount of strength that you're going to need to overcome this dark night of the soul, if some of you are feeling that you're going through that, or to overcome this darkness and to be playful again. The last card that I see here coming up, and I'll talk about these other two goddesses, but initially we had here the Earth card. And this Earth card with the number 7 here at the bottom is kind of like the world that we've destructed or that you've destroyed. Allow it to be what you've destroyed. Allow your failures to be not something that you cling to. Be able to walk away from something that failed because it didn't serve you. Reflect on why it failed, why it didn't work. If this was a business that you started, reflect on what steps you may have done wrong, but don't get discouraged. Get back in the game, get your head back clear, right? Some people clear their mind after a good joint, but get your head back clear and see where, and you can also do that with meditation. See where your next door, right? See where your next door is opening up and leading you towards, right? So don't get hung up and stuck on the failure of a failed relationship, business, or friendship, or just scenario and overall, because you have something so much bigger that's coming down the pike for you. So speaking of meditation, we do have here Nematona, who is the goddess that represents the stillness, the quiet space. She is the goddess of the sacred space. Hopefully you can see that. And she says here, create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. So this goddess, Nematona, is coming through to let us know to dust up. And I just had this thought. It's perfect sense because, hello, Virgo season is right around the corner. To dust up your altars. If you work with altars in your home, this is a time for you to change its symbology, maybe bring in some of the seasonal meanings, and again, timeless message. So this could be your message or your kind of heads up to start to refreshen your altar space. It could also be just cleaning it up, cleaning the area around it, cleaning up the shelves if it has shelves, cleaning up old spell work, cleaning up offerings, maybe adding new deities, adding new goddesses, just transitioning the energy, because what you do on your altar is going to help you in your waking world as well. Your altar is just a symbol of you in the spirit world, essentially. So if you start to transition those energies and clean them up on your altar, things will start to move in your life as well. Just like we had here with the 5 of staffs, things will start moving. It will be chaos, but it will be chaos that creates positive change. Not the chaos that you don't like, but the good kind of fun things happening in your life type of chaos. In addition, we also have here Vesta, and Vesta is the goddess of the house. She's the goddess of the home. I believe she's a Roman goddess. And her message to us is your household situation is improving, either through a move. We did say some change was happening, right? Or a healthy change in the occupants. Boom, there you have it. So those dynamics of things, those dynamics of people who really affected you, and this could be family or relationship, just anyone who was really close to you that affected you during that tower moment. They may come back up, but this is the time to remain strong because your situation is changing for the better. And you can, if you are refreshing your household on your altars, you can by all means work with Vesta. She will help you with balancing the energy in your home a very Virgo or a very much so Virgo energy that we're feeling or that we're getting through right now. Okay. So one of the last things that I did want to do was just get some general guidance on what energy we can tap into and channel in order to best achieve this. Just final kind of guidance from the goddesses on how we can best navigate this demand or this command to stick to our guns. So goddesses, what energy can we tap into in order for us to best take and heed your advice during this time of walking away and staying true to our word? Last advice and final words from you goddesses. Let's see. Ooh, that came right out. Okay, so did that one. All right. So this one I want to start with because this popped literally right out, as you can see. And that states here, broken open. And look how powerful that is. And immediately when I see this, it's kind of like right now, you might still be in your tower moment, or you might just be at the very end of your traumatic period and you're literally being broken open. And I said earlier, it's like you're being tested, and it's like it's not an outside higher deity that's testing you to punish you to see how much faith you have in it. It's a test of character. It's a test of strength. It's a test of inner discipline. It's a test of, well, if you really want this, what are you willing to do to have that? If you really want happiness, if you really want your healing, if you really want joy, if you really want peace, what are you willing to do? And it's, as you can see here, we just said a moment ago, meditation. And how she's sitting here in meditation, and I did say that some of you will get those downloads during your private time with spirit, however you channel or meditate. And it's kind of like her pineal is blasted open, broken open, like she's downloading all of this clarity. And that is what I was feeling before, that there's going to be an insurgence of information. And it's not creative information like, oh, I'm going to know what to do with my projects and my money's going to be figured out. It's like a breakthrough of you. This is like a resurgence of energy on, insurgence of energy that's like, I know who I am now. It's kind of like the end of the movie The Last Dragon, when Leroy grabs the fist of Shonuff and is like, I am, meaning that he's the master. But that light that just kind of activates around him, that yellow gold light, when he starts doing that, you know what I'm saying? That's what I see it. And I know I'm getting it right because my nose is getting tickly, just like Tabitha the witch. But this is definitely going to be information that's going to, it's going to impact you. It will be like an epiphany, they're saying. It will be almost like an epiphany. And it's beautiful it's beautiful energy. It's very, very unique. And it's very much so going to help us with shadow work. A lot of times we want the topical things like, oh, I want love, I want beauty, I want money, I want, the material things. But this is very shadow. And it makes sense because Nematona is a shadow goddess. She's more of like a primordial goddess. You won't even really find a lot of information on her. But from what I did find, she's a little bit more of a primordial shadow goddess. And so is Mayat, because Mayat rules the underworld, and balancing the scales with our heart and with us letting go of things. Wow, I just got that message. Because if you think about it, Mayat, when your heart is being weighed against that feather, the symbology of it is, what have you let go? What have you allowed yourself to start fresh on? The Fool card. What have you just released and allowed yourself to break away from? This does say break open, but it's also break away. The same way you walked away from that situation. So it's about what you've walked away from, staying in that position of walking away. It's like you don't want to turn around, you'll turn into the pillar of salt. And knowing that what you've walked away from was worthy of losing your attention. Wow, real beautiful. And oh, look at this. Our last message here from the goddesses. They got great big love for us. That almost makes me want to cry. And I don't know why. I just got really emotional. But it's almost like they have, that message really flooded me. It's like they have so much love that they're sending down to us. I literally just got flooded with tears when I started holding this card. Very, very powerful. And I am an intuitive empath, and I just want to say that the love that they have for you all is so moving. It literally feels like wings, and it's warm, and it's radiating, and it's comforting, and it's securing. It's empowering, and it's beautiful. It's certainly bringing me to tears, but tears of joy. Tears of joy. I gotta put this card down so I can stop crying. I gotta stop crying. Put that card down, all right? But there's great big love that is coming our way. That really does relate to the door to personal healing and happiness. We just have to stay strong. We are the creators of our own realities. So as we stay strong and as we stay firm in our boundaries and in what we want to create and remove in our lives, it will become. You will see more and more of it, or less and less of it, whatever that path is. So with that said, my lovelies, I'd love to close our reading here. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I am officially taking your questions. This is a free service of mine. So if you have any questions that you want to discuss on your personal spiritual development or personal emotional development journey, go ahead and send me an email to IAMLoveNaturalee@gmail.com. I will either reply to your question in a video format on YouTube. I'll answer multiple questions at once, or I will email you depending on the nature of your question. Please do not send me paragraphs. Cap or paraphrase your questions and cap it out at about 3 sentences, just so I can get to everybody and be thorough. If there's information in any of your questions that you do not want discussed or you would like to have remain anonymous, you must make that clear. I will not be stating anyone's name unless you want me to, but you will know who you are based on the question that you've submitted. All right. So with that said, and without further interruption to your day and what you've got planned, I hope that this message served you well. And until the next time we meet, Love Naturally out.